It is time to talk about nature journaling. But guess what? Something happened in the vernal pool. What do you think it was? Let's take a peek. Well, I didn't see any eggs last week, but my husband did. And so now he showed them to me. They are hard to find. Look closely. See those little tadpoles in those eggs? Next week, maybe we'll see them swim all over. Now let's talk about this week's drawing and writing. Howdy, 4th and 5th grade Wild Riders of Mamaroneck. It is very good to see you again. Today we meet by the side of our big old barn, and I wanted to share with you what I was doing in my nature journal since we last met, which is I took the page that I drew and I wrote about up in the woods, and I added color to it. And you can see that here. What had been just a black line drawing in pen now has colored pencil, and it has metallic paint. Those leaves, I had to myself kept saying, oh, they're so golden, they're so golden. And when I came down to the house to say to my husband, are these beech trees or birch trees? And he said, oh, they're beech trees, the ones with the golden leaves. And that's just what I had been thinking. So I was happy I had these paints. If I hadn't, I would have just used a gold crayon or a yellow colored pencil, but it was fun to play with those. So I added some color around where I wrote pulled back because that was a pulled back drawing, and close up where it's a close up drawing. I also used rainbow colors to highlight who, what, when, where, how, and why, so that I could remember this way of thinking, because it deepened my thinking and extended it and helped me get some new ideas for my writing. And I thought I would do this again today, but I stayed closer to my house. We have a garden that I don't weed so well before winter comes, and so now it's all grown over, and there are some old metal wash tubs in there. And one of them has parsley coming back. I had planted parsley last year, and instead of just dying over the winter, it's poking its little self back up, as are dandelions and some more parsley and some other little tiny things. I'm not sure what they are. So I did this again. I have who, the parsley, what is coming back, when, early spring, that's now, where, in my wash tub, how, all over really, and why. I wrote, why do some plants return and some not? So I began a bit of writing that parsley in my old antique wash tub is back. But why is it back? I know that some plants come up once, some come back again and again, and some come back every other year. But why? I never noticed my parsley coming back before. Maybe because I pulled it out when it looked dead in late fall. Now I want to make a list of plants and when they return. I am curious about this. So I started that. I have every year once and every other year, and I'll list those there as I notice and as I think about that. So writing in my nature journal has helped me become more observant, I would say, even in this short time and at other times in my life, more curious because I am asking these questions, and also more creative, coming back in, drawing this, adding color to it, spending this slow, thoughtful time has been a gift to myself. And I find this is true of many kinds of journals. I am trying not to rush to the question, I see this plant, what is it? To just ask the name, but rather to think questions that go under the layer of the name. Certainly I can find out the name, like I now know for sure that was a beech leaf, but I'm more interested in why is it holding on. There are some questions we can answer easily, and some that may require some more thinking and more questioning, and that are more layered than simply names. So I like to know names, but I also like to know more things. So I encourage you to enjoy your journal, to make it as you wish. You've seen some of the things that I've tried. You've seen things that Jocelyn has tried. Perhaps you've read some articles or looked at some other nature journals in books or online. But truly, a nature journal is meant to be for you. And you may write in it as many times as you wish. Perhaps you'll write in it several times before we meet again next week. But I do look forward to that time. And I hope you take good care and have a really good weekend. Maybe get outside near home, or at a park, or at Sheldrake. Find a quiet spot. Listen, look, draw, and write. Writing in my nature journal helps me feel close to nature. I observe carefully and draw slowly. Sometimes I might bring a bit of nature home for my journal. And I like to go back and add color and words and more thinking. Sometimes nature will stick to you when you write in your nature journal. These burdocks stuck to me. Minnie Monster the cat doesn't write in a nature journal. Right now, he's resting in nature. The whole world is changing all the time, and we can capture this on paper. Wild Riders of Mamaroneck, I wish you discoveries and adventures in your own nature journals this week. See you soon.